RV shoppers today aren't just overwhelmed, they're terrified. And frankly, they have a right to be. That's why I asked nearly 200,000 RVers what they would do differently. Hi, I'm Liz. You've probably watched enough RV nightmares on this channel to make you question ever buying an RV. Ripped roofs, broken frames, rotting floors, leaks everywhere. RV manufacturers ghosting people who just spent $80,000 or even $800,000 on a brand new RV. I get the fear. I totally understand it. I mean, I'm living this every week as I'm making an RV nightmare video and reading my email inbox. Yet I know there are good RVs out there. I know that for every RV disaster I cover, there's someone out there quietly enjoying their RV with no issues. That's not luck. That's something else. I wanted to know what RVs are holding up and which ones you should avoid like the plague. So I asked my audience, nearly 200,000 strong, and the answers were brutally honest. Today, I'm going to share a few things that just might save you from buying the wrong RV. Take Forest River, for example. Every time I do a Forest River video, I'm just flooded with comments. By the way, I get 2,000 comments every week on my channel. Well, people just are like, oh my gosh, Forest River is junk. This one I had, it fell apart. And then lots of people chime in how their Forest River did not hold up. But then in those comments, people will say, well, my Forest River was fine. I love my Forest River. It's dependable. And so I was able to see the pattern. With Forest River, 2018 and older are generally a solid build. And I can tell you that I have a 2017 Forest River. I would not buy a newer one because they cheapened it. They definitely went away from quality. However, this does not hold true for all Forest Rivers. I've been collecting all this data. As a matter of fact, I wrote a book. I'll talk more about that later. It's a buying guide. But I was able to see that there are some in Forest River that you don't want any year or model. But let's just move on, like Tiffin. Tiffin used to be a great name. Whenever I do a Tiffin video, same thing. I hate my Tiffin, it's a mess, versus I love my Tiffin, it's been great. Absolutely wonderful quality. Well, Tiffin got bought out by Thor at the end of 2020. My advice for you would be to get pre-Thor acquisition to get the best of the best with Tiffin. With Airstream, there were some years that had leaky windows and actually buckling walls. Your best, safest bet is to go 2010 and older, but there were some models around 2011 and 2012 that were safe to buy. They also changed out and got rid of some of their insulation, so where you could get away with one air conditioner, now you need two. Also, do not get an Airstream or any model that has that touch keypad that controls everything. I'm talking that controls the heat, the air, the lights, and in other models it will control the slides. That is not a good thing because when that goes out, you cannot use your RV. Now, when you're thinking about buying new versus used, a good rule of thumb is to avoid anything mass-produced out of Indiana since 2018. So model years 2019 and newer, that's just a good general practice to avoid an RV nightmare. Now, what to buy new? Well, a lot of these new ones, you're not going to find them at Camping World, you're not going to find them at Blue Compass, because the new small independent RV makers are selling directly to the customer. It's so important to find out what these companies are, even if you're buying used, because you can look at them new and go, well, it's too expensive. I need to look for it in the secondary market and buy directly from the current owner. Like take Brooder X. I had never heard of Brooder X. Look at how solid these are. They make small travel trailers. They look super rugged if you're into boondocking, off-roading. This could be your answer. And like I said, you're not going to find it at your corner dealer. So you'll want to go directly to the manufacturer and order one. If you don't want to wait, well, like I said, you can go to the used market. Another RV I want to talk about is Pleasureway. They make Class Cs, but you want to avoid the older years because the insulation wasn't as good and the tanks weren't as big. This is the kind of information I have in my book. You don't have to buy the book. You can definitely get a lot of information right here in this video. I'm giving you some broad strokes so that you can go shopping now. I will talk about the book later. I do want to talk about Escape though. The fiberglass travel trailers are great because they're less likely to leak. If you watch this channel, leaks are a big deal, and also slides. So Escape is a great option, and they are made in Canada, but the older ones were too low to the ground. So you want to avoid the older ones so that you have that high clearance. Now, if you are shopping for a used RV, you'll definitely want to replace the mattress. But also, did you know that if you're shopping for a new RV, often those mattresses are like cardboard, even if you spend over $100,000. For the last 3 years, I have been sleeping on an RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding. I used to wake up feeling stiff and sore, and I thought, well, that's just for, because I'm getting older. But since I've had the Brooklyn Bedding mattress, I wake up pain-free, refreshed, and I feel great. RV mattress has free shipping right to your door. It's super easy to set up, and it's fun to watch it puff up. They have a 120-night sleep trial and a limited lifetime warranty. If you're interested in an RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding, I can get you 30% off. Just go to rvmattress.com/LizAmazing and put in the code LizAmazing and you'll save 30%. And if you're going to the Hershey RV show, stop by the rvmattress.com booth, tell them that I sent you, and you'll get an extra show discount. Oliver Travel Trailer is another fiberglass travel trailer that is super well built. I did a dedicated video about them. If you're interested in getting one of those, avoid the early years. They did have some issues with window leaks, but after that, they have been solid. American Coach Motorhomes, you told me over and over again you love your American Coach motorhome, but there are some years to avoid. American Coach is by Fleetwood, and Fleetwood went through bankruptcy. You definitely want to avoid the Fleetwood bankruptcy years, but Fleetwood also had some good years, some golden years. So the golden years for Fleetwood were 1997 through 2007. If you are looking for an American Coach, those are the years to look at for sure. Outdoors RVs, so many people in my audience rave about them. They are good, solid, but can be heavy trailers. Now, you want to avoid the early few years because they overbuilt them. The frames were actually too heavy, but after that, you can feel good about buying an outdoors RV. If you want the years for that, that's 2018 through present. Those are recommended. So now let me talk about the book. This has been a huge project for me, and actually you helped me write it. Now, obviously, as an RV consumer advocate, I've got my finger on the pulse of what's going on in the RV industry. I'm just immersed in it. I have tons of emails every day. Obviously, I'm doing these RV nightmares every week, but also the comments. And the comments is really the force behind this book. I get 2,000 comments every week. I regularly ask, what's working for you, what to stay away from. And of course, every time I do a video about a particular brand, I get all these people commenting their experience about that brand. So the result is a book with 179 different brands. And I talk about what to avoid, year, model, and what to use caution, as well as what's recommended. So this is so valuable. Like I said, it's crowdsourced. You will not find another book like it. This is right now in digital form, 50% off, because this is a pre-introductory offer. But I also know that you may only want to know about one particular brand. What about Brinkley? I just want to look at Brinkley before I buy. I want to look at the review for that. What about Airstream? I just want to know everything about Airstream before I buy. So I have set it up for you so that you can, if you want, just get one brand, and that's totally fine. I just want to show you a few things on the book real quick. It is over 300 pages. It's actually nearly 400 pages. The book is available right now. It's an instant download, so you can get it right away. I have said that it's 179 brands. I want to correct myself. It's 177 brands. And this includes RV manufacturers that are no longer in business, like Alpha, Beaver, Bluebird, which made the Wander Lodge. Now, every one of the 177 entries is organized the same way. You're going to see right away whether they're independently owned or if they're owned by a large corporation, how long they've been in business, where they're located, and then, of course, what products they make, if they're making towables or drivables or truck campers, and the website. The website's clickable, so you can go right there and check them out from the book. What makes them unique? This section is how they're setting themselves apart from the competition. There's also likely going to be comments after that from my audience. If I've done a video about the company, that will be there too, as well as what to avoid, what to use caution, and what's recommended. And you can see it can often get pretty detailed. Definitely get an inspection, ask questions, do your own research before making any purchase. So check it out. There is a QR code. There is a link in the description and the pinned comments. Let me know what you think about the book. This has been a huge project, but like I said, you are the force behind it, my audience of nearly 200,000 people. Thank you so much for watching and happy RV shopping.